I had to do everything that I could to try to pick her up. I've never felt that sort of weight before, you know? It was just really, really hard. And so to see her die in front of me like that was just, I can't even describe it really, it was just awful.
After losing his wife 27 hours after she gave birth to their first child, Madeline,
there was no sort of chance to say goodbye.
Matt Loughlin has gone from reluctant father.
I had no other choice, but at the same time I thought, man, maybe I can convince these doctors to keep her in the hospital a little longer. I just thought if they could just buy me one more week, maybe I'll all of a sudden just have this revelation that's going to make me the best parent in the world.
To confident single dad.
As I've kind of grown with her and as she's gotten older and as I've gotten used to kind of being that person, being the one that she relies upon, I feel like I can do just about anything.
When we first met Matt and Maddie, she was just taking her first steps.
You want a banana?
Now she's navigating stairs, learning how to blow bubbles.
Okay, blow the bubbles. Oh.
And riding her tricycle through their Glasso Park neighborhood. She's also taking after her mother, physically and verbally.
She's got a way of saying no, 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 just like her mom.
30-year-old Liz Loughlin died in March of 2008 from a blood clot. She had been on bed rest for 5 weeks and had to remain in bed for a day after Maddie was born. When she finally got the go-ahead to see her firstborn in the NICU, she stood up, collapsed, and died. This is the only photo of mother and child.
I look around and I see things that Madeline's doing, all these milestones, whether they're big or small. I mean, going out and buying her first potty chair and knowing that Liz is not going to be around to help me figure this out, knowing that she's not going to see her do these things, you know, and she didn't see her, you know, take her first step. She didn't see her with her first tooth. She didn't get to see any of that. And you add into the sort of this tragic sense that she never even got to hold her.
But Maddie will know her mother. Matt is making sure of that. Photos of the vivacious blonde are throughout the house. And this past year, father and daughter traveled the world, visiting places that Matt and Liz traveled to during their 13 years together.
We've been to Nepal, we've been to India, we've been to Paris now. I can take her to those spots that I actually stepped in with Liz and say, okay, your mom was here.
Matt and Liz at the Taj Mahal. 3 years later, Matt and Liz's legacy, Maddie, sitting on the same bench.
I want her to know more about her mom than she would have if her mom was here.
Shortly after Liz passed away, friends, family members, even strangers started sending Matt gifts for Madeline, clothing and toys. He was overcome with their generosity. And that's when he came up with the idea for the Liz Loughlin Foundation. So far, the nonprofit has helped 40 families who have found themselves in a similar situation as Matt and Maddie, sudden widows and widowers left to raise their children alone.
It's not a way to get out of an emotional hole. They're never going to replace that person that's died, but I'm hoping that with a little bit of money and a little bit of support from our foundation, we can really help them kind of get that leg up that they're going to need.
Those were actually his last words to me were goodbye. And he walked out the door and I went to lay down and I felt this awful feeling in my stomach. And I went to go check my phone. Sure enough, Michael started having seizures again.
Kim Dorr's husband died suddenly of brain cancer. She received a check from the Liz Loughlin Foundation right before Christmas, helping her provide for her 3-year-old daughter, Grace.
It's been the worst time of my life, and any help and anything that I can get that shows that someone cares and shows their appreciation, it does make a world of difference.
And soon, the world will know Matt and Maddie's story. A major publisher is set to release Matt's book on Liz's death and the first year of raising Maddie next spring. A blog that Matt started even before Liz died gets thousands of hits each day. It's filled with photos of a growing girl and raw emotions from a man who says he doesn't move on. He simply moves through his wife's death.
I'm a young man. She's a young girl. She's got her entire life ahead of her. And I still have a long life ahead of me, hopefully, and it makes sense for both of us to be able to make sure that we're having the best life that we possibly can.
Christine Lazar, CBS 2 News.